to another video. Today we are in a different setting to normal. I don't know how this sound is gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna be like really echoey. I apologize if it's crappy, but hopefully it's good. Maybe it'll be better than normal. But yeah, we are in the kitchen today because we're doing a little bit of like a foodie kind of video, which I haven't done in a long time. There's a reason for that. If you're new to my channel, just a little quick PSA, I have an eating disorder, and I am a personal trainer, so I am very passionate about sharing things to do with food and sharing things to be healthy and that kind of stuff. But because of my eating disorder, I don't really feel comfortable doing like a day of eating, things surrounded by calories, that kind of thing. So I thought today I would do a high protein idea meals kind of thing. So it doesn't really revolve around calories, it's just talking about high protein, which is obviously very, very important if you are trying to do anything really. Everyone needs to have a good amount of protein. There's so many benefits to it. If you're trying to put on muscle, it is going to help you put on that muscle. If you're losing weight, it's going to help you retain muscle. If you are just trying to feel healthier, it makes you feel fuller. Everyone needs to eat some protein. So I thought I'd go through my favorite 5 meal ideas that I have that are high protein. So I have, like I say, I have 5, and all of them are above 30 grams in protein in that meal. They are very, very simple because I personally don't really like cooking and I don't really like meals. Like, I know that sounds weird, but meals like, you know, like spaghetti or bolognese or those kind of things, like recipe meals, aren't really my thing. I literally just eat like a meat, some veg, some carbs, that kind of thing. I don't really do recipes. So these are very, very simple meals that you might not necessarily have had before, or you might not think are high in protein, but they are. So like I said at the beginning, I don't really like to focus on calories, so these aren't necessarily low calories, but because of my history, some of them are quite low calorie, but not insanely low calories. And I have included ways that you can increase those calories if you are trying to eat more, like have a higher energy intake. So yeah, the first one I'm going to talk about, I'm going to get the ingredients out because I don't want to make this video super boring, but this is just a lifesaver when it comes to trying to increase your protein intake. 2 of these meals include Whey because it's just so good. Like, it's so good. Whey 0% is just, it's insane. So the nutritional values for this, for 100 grams it's 54 calories, so it's super low in calories. That's a lot of volume for that amount of calories, and it's 10.3 grams of protein for that low calories. Like, it's pretty much just protein. There's 3 grams of carbs in here and that's it. Like, it's pretty much all protein. So Whey is just insane. Obviously, if you're trying to increase your calories in this, you can go up to, they've got 2% now, 5% and 10%. You can use whichever one you like, but I prefer this one. So the first meal is a mixture of this and whey protein. So I have just got the My Protein Impact whey protein for this. This is the one that I always use. I use natural vanilla. I didn't really like the other vanillas. I've tried them, but natural vanilla is the one that I've stuck with. I always just get a 5 kilo bag. And yeah, so the meal is mixing them 2 together. And I know this isn't going to sound nice, but it is super good. When you mix them together, I use 250 grams of Whey and then 30 grams of protein, and I kind of scale that for how I'm feeling. So I always, it's really complicated, but I always use like 5 grams more than the 50 of protein. So if I have like 200 grams of Whey, I'll use 25 grams of protein, and the other way around. Like if I have like, I don't know, for example, 350 grams of Whey, I'd have 40 grams of protein, if that makes sense. So I always just scale it with that kind of ratio. And that meal has, I'm looking at my notes because I've got it written down, that meal has 49 grams of protein and it's only 253 calories. Like, this, honestly, this meal is insane and it is really good. So what you want to do is you put your Whey in first and then you put your protein in and then you just mix it, and you can mix it for as long as you want, for how like thick and light you want it. So it's one of those meals, it's kind of like bacon, you know when you bake those things and you think this is never ever going to come together, and then it does. This is one of those things, so just keep mixing, like just keep going, and I promise it does come together. I have this like every day, so I promise it comes together, and it goes so thick and airy. Like you can make it basically like a mousse depending on how long you like whip it for. I just use a spoon. You don't need a whisk or anything fancy. I literally just use a spoon. And yeah, that's kind of like the base meal. From there you can put whatever you want in. You could put chocolate. I used to put chocolate in mine. You could put cake in. I used to crumble a Fiber One bar in there. You could put granola in, you could put cereal in, you could put biscuits in. Like you can put anything in this and it still tastes amazing. And obviously you can change your flavor of whey. So I use vanilla, but you could use any, I mean, if you guys know my protein, you'll know they have like 40 bloody flavors, so you could put any kind of flavor that you want in. And you could also substitute this for a vegan option. If you want to go vegan, you could use a vegan protein and a vegan yogurt. The only thing is with the vegan yogurts is they aren't as typically as high in protein and as low calories, but you could, it's the same kind of principle. You can still mix them together and I'm sure it'd still be delicious. Okay, the second meal using the fage, the miracle product, is tuna. And right, this one, people have seen me eat this and it doesn't look appetizing. I am not gonna lie, it doesn't look appetizing. I'll put a picture up here because I've taken pictures of it before. It doesn't look great, but it tastes amazing. Obviously, if you like tuna, if you don't like tuna, it's probably not gonna be for you. But if you like tuna, it does taste really good. So I'm gonna go through the quantities of what's in it first, just so you guys understand what I'm doing. So I literally use like 1 can of tuna. You can use like different sizes. I used to have like the mini cans of tuna, but I use this, which is, I don't even know how much this one weighs. I've got 120 grams of tuna down. I don't think that this one's that much, but for the recipe, I've got 120 grams tuna down. Then there is 150 grams of fage. Then I have 50 grams of sweet corn in there, and then 15 grams of lighter than light mayo. This is another really low calorie meal. So for the quantities and the things that I just used, this is 50 grams of protein and 266 calories. So that is a lot of protein for that amount of calories. But if you are trying to increase your calories more than that, what I recommend is, again, go for a higher percentage of fage. You could use normal mayo. I use lighter than light. You could use lighter mayo or even just normal mayo. You can't really do anything with the sweet corn and the tuna. I suppose you could use more tuna, but I don't know. But they're the kind of things that I would say increase. And obviously this meal is a base meal. Like, you can have whatever you want with this. I used to put it in a wrap. At the minute, I just eat it by itself with some veg and a carb sauce sometimes. You could do anything. You can have it in a sandwich. Like, you can have anything with this. This is just a protein source of a meal. You just have whatever you want with it. Again, like I said, it doesn't look appetizing, but it is nice. I put a ton of salt in this, by the way. Just thought I'd mention, because I don't really like it without the salt. Put salt in it. It's lovely. It doesn't look great, so please don't let the sight of it put you off. It is really nice, and like I say, amazing amount of protein for the calories that it is. Now, number 3 is an obvious option, but I just want to highlight it because it is a really good, simple, quick meal that you could take anywhere with you, because it's something that you can take on the go. It's something that you could have at home. I have this every single day for my lunch, and it's a sandwich with some eggs. So what I do personally is I have turkey sausages in a sandwich with some cheese and some eggs on the side. And I just want to highlight the value of putting eggs into that meal, because you need to have a protein source in the sandwich as well for this to be a high protein meal. So something like chicken, sausages, ham, like any kind of protein source in that sandwich. Like, this isn't necessarily a high protein meal if you have like a cheese sandwich. It needs to have something in the sandwich that provides protein as well. But I just wanted to highlight the fact that you can put eggs with it. Eggs are so high in protein, and depending which part of the eggs you have, low in calorie as well. Like, I have just the egg whites. At the minute I am doing eggs, like egg mayo, and then putting it in the sandwich with the filling that I have, which is turkey sausages. So there's loads of different ways you can have it, but just adding those eggs in really increases the protein of that meal. And then obviously you can have whatever you want with the sandwich. You can have a salad, which is what I do. You can have some crisps. You could have, I don't even know, what else can you have with a sandwich? I don't even know, like whatever you want you can have with that sandwich. So for the meal that I have, which is 2 turkey sausages, 30 grams of cheese, 16 grams of barbecue sauce, I don't know why I've been that specific, and 2 egg whites. With that I am thinking having the eggs on the side with just the yolk, like boiled eggs, and then just taking the yolks out of it. That is 41 grams of, and obviously 2 slices of bread. I haven't included that. Did I include that on my calculation? I'm pretty sure I did, otherwise it wouldn't be that high calorie. So 2 slices of bread, and that's 541 calories and 41 grams of protein. So still, like, it's a really simple meal. Like, you think like a sandwich wouldn't be that high in protein. It's a super simple meal, just having a sandwich, but adding some eggs in there increases the protein intake just that little bit more. The 4th idea that I have is one that can be used for any meal. I used to have this one for my breakfast, but you can use this for lunch, dinner, a snack, whatever you want, and it's an egg white omelette. Again, you can do a full egg omelette. It's just, I always use egg whites because it was just as nice but lower calorie. So the egg white omelette is, again, utilizing the eggs being high in protein and low in calories. So it is a really jam-packed meal full of protein because the base of the meal is egg whites. So I'll tell you what I have in it, and then I'll explain a little bit more about it. So I have 3 egg whites, 1 full egg, so that's like, technically that's like 4 egg whites, and then 1 yolk. 35 grams of mushroom, 15 grams of red onion, 20 grams of spinach, and 30 grams of ketchup. That meal alone is just 19 grams of protein and 153 calories. But I have included, if you include 2 slices of back bacon in the omelette, that then pushes it up to 31 grams of protein and 213 calories. So I just wanted to include the first one because that's kind of like the base kind of omelette that I'd say. Obviously it's got mushrooms and everything in it, but they don't really have a lot of protein in, so that's kind of like the base thing. And then just chuck whatever you want in there. Like, you can add some cheese, you can add some other types of meats like chicken, I don't know, pepperoni, like anything. Put whatever you want in it, but the base itself without any meat in is 19 grams of protein and it's only 153 calories. So it's a really good base thing that then you can personalize and put whatever you want in it, like put some sauces on it, put some chutney in it, you know, like really personalize it and make it your own. But it's just a really good base recipe that is quite high in protein before you put anything in. The final high protein recipe that I have for you guys is a tortilla pizza, and I just want to prelude this one to be like, eat pizza, like go, if you want to eat a pizza, go and eat a pizza. The point of this one isn't to say pizza is bad. It's not. Pizza is my favorite meal, and if you want to eat pizza, go ahead. But this is just one that I like, that's like, it's a good substitute for pizza if you personally like don't want to use the calories on a pizza, or you don't want to not meet your protein goal for the day. Like, this is just a good substitute that might be a little bit higher in protein than a normal pizza and a little bit lower calories. But I am saying, please go eat a pizza if you want to eat a pizza. It's just, this is a nice little substitute. So I will tell you what I have normally on it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. So I have 1 wrap. I normally have like a white, quite big wrap. 40 grams of tomato puree, 30 grams of cheese. I normally use red Leicester. 1 egg. I'll get onto that in a second. 12 grams of serrano ham, which sounds like nothing, but serrano ham weighs nothing. Like, I think 12 grams is probably like 4 slices of serrano ham, and honestly it covers the entire pizza. Like, it sounds like it's nothing, but it covers the entire pizza. 20 grams of kale, I'll come back to it, you don't have to put kale on, and 50 grams of ham as well. So that topping sounds like a lot, and there's a lot on there that I know people won't like, but it is really good. So let's start with the egg, because it's a little bit weird. I know I'm not weird for doing this because I'm pretty sure Pizza Express have a pizza with an egg on it, but I put an egg in the middle of the tortilla, I cook that before I put any of the rest on it, otherwise it doesn't cook very well. It's literally, I just put all of it on the wrap. Like, I cook the egg on the wrap. I haven't made this in a while. I think I cook the egg in a frying pan a little bit, not all the way, just like solid, then put it on the wrap, then add all the rest of it, the puree, the cheese, all the kind of stuff, then literally just pop it in the grill for about 5 minutes, if that. Oh, I also pre-cook the kale a little bit so it's really nice and crispy, and then I put it in the grill. So yeah, the egg, it is actually really nice because if you get it so the egg's gooey in the middle still, when you cut it open it kind of goes on the pizza, and it is very nice. Let's also talk about the kale, because I know people are like, kale, really, on a pizza? Get a grip. But I make kale, crispy kale with garlic, and I love it. And I'm not just saying that to be all healthy and fit as guru. I'll be like, yeah, I eat kale on a pizza. No, garlic kale. Oh, it tastes like seaweed and garlicky, like it's so nice. So I crisp it before I put it on the pizza. So I fry it with some frying spray, just put some garlic powder on it, get it nice and crispy, and then put it on the pizza. So I know it sounds minging to have on a pizza, but it is actually really, really good. And yeah, the rest of it, I just feel like it's a normal thing to put on the pizza, like the ham, the serrano ham, cheese, like just whatever you want to put on it. But with what I have put on it, it is 33 grams of protein and 482 calories. Obviously, it's gonna change what you put on the pizza and what size you have, and if you have more than one, because they're not, I mean, it's not, please don't make this thinking you're gonna get like an extra large Domino's pizza kind of scale. I mean, it's a wrap. You guys know how big a wrap is. It's only that big, but it's still filling. Like, I really enjoy it. And obviously, again, this is something that you base, like you can base your meal off and then just throw whatever you want on it. If you want pepperoni, put pepperoni on. If you want to make it vegan, put whatever your vegan substitutes you enjoy on there. But yeah, I would just say if you are trying to make this high protein, the egg is a really good way of getting it up a little bit. Ham, that's why I have 2 types of ham on here. If you wanted to really up it, you can get protein cheese. I think I used to have the Arlo one, and that works really well to boost the protein a little bit. You could chuck loads of different cheeses on there. You could put mozzarella, you could put anything. It's essentially just a pizza, but just a different base and a little bit smaller. So put whatever you want on there. It's just, that's kind of like a good base that I enjoy and have found is quite good for getting the protein in. So it's 33 grams of protein and 482 calories. So that is it. That is the meals that I personally enjoy and find that are really good ways of just getting protein in. My favorite one's probably the yogurt and the fage. I have that every day. I have that as like a supper. Again, it's like the omelette. You can have it whenever. You can have it as like a breakfast and put loads of fruit or whatever in there. You could use it as a dessert. You can use it as supper, which is what I do. I think it's just, it's great, and it just boosts your protein. Like, I think the majority of my protein for the day comes from that meal. So yeah, that one's my personal favorite. I hope this helped you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I haven't really done any like recipes. I keep doing this because I feel like they're not proper recipes, but I hope you found these recipes useful. I don't really do recipe posts, but I found this quite fun, and I just thought, you know, like I always see like really complicated recipes and stuff for high protein things, and I just can't be arsed. Like, I'm happy with my simple meals. I'm sorry if they were too simple for you, but it's just what I eat and I find them quite useful. So yeah, I will stop rambling. Please make sure to leave this video a like if you did enjoy it, comment if you have any of the meals, or you're going to try any of the meals, and subscribe if you are new. It would be lovely to have you here. I'm nearly at 1,000 subscribers and I'm just waiting. I can see it and I want it, and it's coming. So please subscribe if you are new, and yeah, I shall see you in the next video. Chickpeas. Bye.